Hello everyone, we are Galactic Fog. Have you ever wondered why application development in the enterprise is not as simple as it should be? Or have you thought about why deploying a web server takes more than just a few seconds? Why can't you just simply move an application from one cloud to another with a simple click of the mouse? At Galactic Fog, we know why. Prior to the advent of cloud-native applications, developers were locked into languages, IDEs, and databases. Companies were locked into infrastructure purchases and decisions made years ago, all of which led to expensive overhead, difficult-to-use systems, and underutilized infrastructure that can't easily be refactored to be used by today's computationally intensive applications. Galactic Fog's Gestalt platform was designed to solve these challenges. With extensive experience working in financial services, the team at Galactic Fog has dealt with the issue confronting developers and infrastructure teams in large firms firsthand. The Gestalt platform was designed to enable an infrastructure team to easily define different organizations within the same company. These organizations are completely separate from each other, but operate across the same physical infrastructure. Our security model enables applications that were once deployed on their own unique infrastructure to share resources while having no knowledge of other applications running in different workspaces. Complexity blocks delivery of new products and features while at the same time causing support for legacy systems to consume expensive resources. Too frequently in large organizations, the officially supported technologies lag behind those that are being used by the best-in-class companies for specific solutions. With Gestalt, IT teams can work together to vet, configure, and deploy new technologies quickly and safely across large user populations. Not only can tech be rolled out quickly, it can be done in a standardized and immutable fashion, enabling infrastructure teams to quickly modify, patch, and refactor environments even while they are in use. Galactic Fog knows that security of a corporation's systems is paramount in today's world. As such, Gestalt was built from the ground up to respect and enforce the policies and permissions defined by a company's InfoSec team. Its containers are immutable once deployed, meaning that a new security model can be implemented that automatically disables any environments that change after its creation. These features, as well as the ability to audit any action across the platform, means that the InfoSec team can perform both active and passive security functions. I'm sure you've heard this one before. You own a data center and it's run at 30 to 40% utilization for years. With stats like this, we hope management grades on a curve. The good news is Galactic Fog makes it easy to fit cloud-native workloads onto existing infrastructure. With function as a service, infrastructure is divided into the smallest unit of compute, which can be used to deploy large jobs across previously disparate infrastructure. With large corporations having tens of thousands of developers, every minute saved per week adds as much as 4 man or woman months, or what equates to about $50,000 in cost savings. Utilizing Gestalt, development teams that once had to submit a help desk ticket and wait days to have a new environment spun up can now deploy fully configured environments in seconds, assuming the correct entitlements, of course. Gestalt can potentially save more than 2 hours per developer per week, adding an incremental 50 ramped and trained developers per 1,000 in headcount. Galactic Fog's Gestalt platform operates above both private and public clouds, enabling enterprise to avoid lock-in and facilitating app portability, thereby future-proofing applications and infrastructure. Gestalt platform provides the facility to manage all of a company's container deployments and even to migrate and promote applications between container technologies such as Kubernetes, Mesosphere's DCOS, and Docker Swarm. Here we've created a simple web server and mapped an upstream URL so we can expose a public endpoint. Now we'll migrate the simple web application we created on DCOS over to Kubernetes. Within just a few seconds, we migrated our web app container to Kubernetes with the simple click of a mouse. The migration workflow I just demonstrated is built atop our Lambda and policy engines, and is easily customizable. You can see here that we have a simple policy that when an event happens, in this case migration, it invokes a Lambda. Here we have one of our built-in migration Lambdas. As you can see, it's just a function that can be customized to fit your migration workflow needs. Functions as a Service, or FaaS for short, brings a number of benefits to the table for any company looking to become cloud native, whether it's private, hybrid, or public cloud, or even across multiple regions in the same cloud. One of the nice things about using Lambda functions is they are programming language agnostic. Gestalt natively supports Java, C#, Scala, JavaScript, Python, Go, and Ruby. Any language not supported today can be easily added by installing the runtime within a provider and exposing its function endpoint. Let's go ahead and create a simple Lambda that sends a message to a Slack channel. We'll specify the Node.js executor. We'll select the inline option, paste in our code, and supply the handler, in this case run. We'll also specify the environment variables that our Lambda requires to communicate with the Slack API. Now that we've created our Slack Lambda, we need to create an upstream URL. To do that, we'll add an API endpoint, specify the path, and point it to the Lambda that we want to invoke, in this case Slack demo. We'll set the rate limit and the HTTP methods. Now that we have a public URL, we'll head over to our REST client and post a message to our Slack Lambda. As you can see, we now have a message in our Slack channel. Not only was it easy to create and configure our Lambda, but it was just as easy to expose a public API. Execution was performed in under a millisecond, and in some cases faster depending on the hardware. Galactic Fog built the Gestalt platform to simplify the creation, deployment, and management of container as a service and function as a service technologies for the enterprise. We understand the challenges that developers and operations teams face because we've been there. This is why we built Gestalt from the ground up, not only to solve these issues, but to do it at the highest level of security.